To talk about Iraq a little bit more, conceding that you voted correctly on that issue, and a lot of the others didn't. Of course, many of them have apologized, and I suppose you can take that. Some of those apologies are heartfelt, I would think, and may have some bearing on the results. But now that we're in there, up to our neck, and we have been for all these years, 5 years now, I guess, and you become president in January of 2009, how do you get out of there without leaving a legacy that this country will never live down?
Well, we're going to have a great deal of difficulty living down what has happened in Iraq.
But how do you mitigate it then? I understand we can't turn
we have to
into a silk's purse.
No, but we have to describe what the it is.
Yeah. Well,
devastation to the people of Iraq. Over 1 million innocent people dead. Innocent people had no quarrel with the United States. That is not a small matter. That is a war crime that was committed against the people of Iraq. We have no right to do that. The destruction of the Iraq infrastructure, people's homes, businesses, streets, everything destroyed. That's part of the it. The separation of the American community from the Arab nations and from the Muslim community. See, now, my plan and the direction that I would take as President of the United States is as follows. I would reach out to the nations of the region immediately upon the election and go and meet personally with the leaders in the area and call for them to participate in a peace plan which will include the following. This is what the United States will do. We will end the occupation, close the bases, bring the troops home, understanding that the occupation is fueling the insurgency. As long as we're there, we're going to be a target, and we're going to incite more enmity and hostility. We're not there for any beneficent purpose. Number two, we need the nations of the region to come together to form an international peacekeeping and security force that will move in as our troops leave. Now, I worked a couple of years ago with people at the UN in devising my plan for peace, H.R. 1234. And they've told me that it is possible that with the participation of people in the region, who won't participate as long as the U.S. is occupying, but as the U.S. transitions out, that we can put together a peacekeeping and security force within 3 months. So my goal would be to have the United States on, 3 months from the time that I take office on the way out. But that's just the beginning, because the broader plan involves this. We must work for true reconciliation between the Shiites, the Sunnis, and the Kurds. Not a partition that will keep wars going. We must have a program of honest reconstruction. All of the crooked contractors and all of the mercenaries must be forced to leave Iraq. The Iraqi reconstruction will be accomplished through the Iraqi people having once again access not only to their oil revenues, but the international community. The same international community that supported the United States in this enterprise is going to have to contribute to the rebuilding of Iraq, and the Iraqi people are going to have jobs. I'm not done.
Well, I know, but let me just...
But I'm not done. And if I may, the reparations are going to have to be paid to the Iraqi people. Over 1 million innocent people died. The United States has to regain its moral standing in the world, and as President of the United States, that will be one of the major contributions which I will make during my term in helping the United States regain its moral authority by looking at where wrong was done in our name and working to heal the relations between the U.S. and the Arab and the Muslim world. And that means, directly doing everything we can to repair the breach that was created by this war. And so, those are just some aspects of a lengthy plan to transition us out of Iraq and to begin the end of war as an instrument of policy, because we're in a whole new era and we have to start acting like it.
What I can't get my mind around is not any of what you just said, which a lot of it makes perfectly good sense to me anyway. I cannot imagine a president of the United States. Usually these people have little face-saving devices that they use when they're going to change policy. You're going to stand up and say, we committed a war crime. We haven't been there for any benevolent purpose, and so we're going home. Is that at all conceivable as a presidential address, let's say, to the nation and the world?
My fellow Americans, in 2003, in March, the United States invaded Iraq. Since then, over 1 million innocent people have died. It's time for us to tell the truth. The truth is we should have never been there. The truth is over 1 million innocent people perished for this lie. The truth is we've lost over 4,000 of our beloved men and women whose service was true to this country, but who were sent there on a cause that was not true. As President of the United States, I'm urging you to join with me in making America more secure by working with me on this plan for peace.
How about your Attorney General is on his way to Crawford, Texas, with carrying handcuffs? I mean, is that part of the plan?
Well, it wouldn't be the Attorney General. And,
Well,
I mean, you know,
help me out here.
I'll help you out. Because part of America restoring its role in the world is providing for the accountability of those who made the decision that took us into war based on lies. And so everyone in the administration, including the President and the Vice President, must be held accountable under the laws of this country. We do not have the right to attack another nation just because we're the United States of America. Truth is what holds this country together. The Bible says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." We will be freed of the lie once we have a president who is ready to reclaim our moral standing in the world. But we have to tell the truth. And those who led us into this country based on lies are going to have to be held accountable under law. There can be no other way. This is one of the reasons why I have been for impeachment, because I see this as being a mechanism which the founders provide for when the administration of any government gets out of control. Matter of fact, they saw this as what would separate us from a rule of kings, from a monarch who has no accountability whatsoever. So, you know, we can take steps now. We don't have to wait through impeachment. But if the situation has not changed at all, by the time I become President of the United States, I promise the American people that justice will be done in the name of the American people, holding accountable those in the executive branch who took us into war.